Fingies crossed.
Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They hella deep, 20 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Brian, and Reeves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Okay, welcome to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. I'm your host, Jamal. With me, as always, is my co-host, Reeves.
What's up, people?
Is anyone with you, Reeves, today? I can't tell.
Let me check in
is
here.
Your co-host here? I can never tell.
Let me just look through the bushes here.
Yeah, I never assume. I don't assume he's here.
Is there Bri? Are you here?
Yes, bonjour, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
I am here.
Beautiful.
Apparently he's been traveling too.
Très bien.
Bonjour.
Très bien.
Someone's
Supermarché.
Someone's been
That's
to
my
French
favorite.
Africa, am I right? So
What?
we're back. We're back. It's a new season, season 8. It's good. We're
Season
starting a new-
11. It's season 11 of Pod Chef.
Yeah,
season
can you
11
believe
of
it?
Pod Chef, but season 8 of Top Chef. It's a new year, which means
It's a new day in the workroom.
New
Mhm.
season. It is a new day in the workroom, and there is a just so you know, there's a dress code.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone follow the dress code.
Is it one of those like real dress codes or one of those like coded dress codes? Like no hats. Like no
Yeah.
fitted hats.
No hats, no
Or-
jerseys,
Yeah, certain
no
length.
Timberland boots.
Yeah.
All the dress codes that
The
seem to
coded
affect me.
ones.
Every time I stand outside a bar or a nightclub and I see it, might as well just say no black people.
Oh, that's the
So
loud part, the quiet part out loud.
yeah, no, I always
Mm-hmm.
do. I have a problem with that. I say it out loud. But it's a new season, which means we have a guest.
Yes.
We have a guest. This is what we do on a new season. Every season, the first episode at least, we have a new guest.
Is that true?
Every single
Yes.
one, Brian. It's happened every
Don't go
single
back
time.
and look.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
don't
Go
go
back
back
and
and
look.
look. Don't be one of those people who goes back and like,
Don't be one of those people.
on season 4 you did. Shut
Don't be a
up,
nuh-uh.
Mom.
Don't be a nuh-uh. Yeah, mom.
Stop doing that, Mom.
Be an aha,
Yeah, be a
mom.
Mhm.
Mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, we always have a guest. That's canon. And this, I mean, we're gonna get into it, but this one is almost like the universe delivered us a guest
Mm-hmm.
to our front door. And so I will just let me introduce the guest. Our guest is an award-winning best-selling editor in the publishing and entertainment media industry with nearly 20 years of experience. Her expertise is in graphic novels. She worked for a long time with DC Entertainment, working with high-profile licenses, including Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, and the biggest of them all, Batman. Please credit her with the new 52 brand revitalization and introduction of Joker's Daughter, with multiple entries on the New York Times bestseller list for graphic novels. Please welcome to the show, Rachel Gluckstern.
Hello, hello. And I want to say, Jamal, you pronounced my last name correctly, which is amazing.
Yeah.
People don't always nail that on the first try. So,
Well-
congrats.
Well, thank you. I pride myself on saying people's last names because people's first names are usually easy.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be surprised people have occasionally screwed up Rachel.
Oh, okay, well, I hope you didn't keep those people in your life. So,
Well, I
Who's
wouldn't,
joke?
I
who's-
wouldn't admit it.
yeah,
Mm.
obviously. And
Let
not
him
on this
go.
medium because so many people listen. So I don't want any controversy.
Confirm.
Brian, what were you going to say?
I was asked, who's Joker's daughter?
She's the daughter of the Joker. Next question.
Boom!
Oh, that's good.
Roasted.
Is she
Right
evil
away.
and twisted and fucked up like the Joker?
She danced
Yes.
downstairs. Do a dance
Downstairs?
downstairs. Do a nice dance down the stairs in
She
New
might.
York.
Yeah, but in Staten Island, not the Bronx.
Okay.
Okay.
So it gets worse.
Now I'm
Are you
interested.
located in New York right now?
Yes,
You
I
don't have
live.
to tell anyone that.
I live in Queens. We'll say.
Okay.
Okay. We'll
Yeah,
say
don't
that.
no specifics.
She actually lives in Kings,
County.
New York.
You
Kings
guys hear my
County.
dog barking? My little sous chef is going
Yeah.
Sous chef is
nuts.
barking.
So he's doing this little thing now. Let me tell you guys. Let me update you on my dog.
Mhm.
Rachel will get to you, I promise.
Mhm.
He barks for stuff now, and this is new. He
Okay.
never did this before.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
My little French sous chef,
Yeah.
he will come up to me. I'm on the couch, relaxing,
Mhm.
watching Top Chef, studying.
Of course.
Obviously.
What else is there to watch?
He'll get kind of right in my line of vision and just stare at me and go, "Ow," and then start barking at me. He's bullying me for food.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. This is new.
This is new for me too.
He
They
used to
must
be a
be
good
talking.
boy. Yeah, I think they're. Yeah, I think they've got a Discord.
Yeah, they got a union going on.
Oof. Can we talk about unions for a second? Back in the blue. Okay, so we did the who's Joker's daughter. We figured that out. Done.
Mhm.
Moving on. Wait, who's
Mhm.
Joker's daughter's mother? Do we know?
You'll have to read the books.
Okay.
Go all the way back to 2011 and read about it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I love homework.
Mhm.
Yep. Who doesn't? 2012. Oh no, it was a while.
So you emailed us a very amazing email outlining why you make such a great guest for the show. I'm not going to go into every detail of the email, but what really made you email us? Was it the lack of consistent recording lately from us? Was it fear that this may be the end of the podcast?
There was wording in there that felt like, I think you even say like, if you continue to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit
it
of
has
desperation.
sounded a little touch and go lately.
Well,
We explain why.
yeah.
Load management.
Yeah.
And Jamal did that balloon thing, and he was on Broadway for a bit.
Yeah, remember
True.
that?
I
kept that going.
actually do.
Yeah. I was
But
gone.
I mean, I know it's hard to sustain a project like this, and it's amazing that you guys have.
Mm-hmm.
So if the load management has gotten a lot, I get it. But it sounded like some of that was still enthusiasm was starting to dwindle a bit.
Okay, and I can take that. I take that, chef. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was
Yes.
true.
I'll take that shot. Yeah,
Yes.
it was in my walk-in. I'll take that
Mhm,
shot.
mhm,
But
mhm.
you used it. And that's from the show that we watched.
That's
Yeah.
from the season. Yeah, that's good.
I love that.
But save that for when we do the recap. We're not doing it right now.
This isn't the part about Top Chef. No, I think that's true and that's
Yeah.
felt. And I thank you for being honest with us. I think we've all felt that. Like we said, this is season 11. That's a long fucking podcast.
That's a lot
It's
of
longer.
podcasts.
Long, and we are in season 8.
Mhm.
Thank God.
Thank
Great
goodness.
season.
This is a good
7,
season.
Terrible.
This
Not
is
fun.
a great season.
Mm.
Season 8
Already.
is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Already watching the first episode of the season, I gotta tell you, I'm revitalized.
The juice is loose.
I'm like actually excited to see episode 2, and I'm like, man, where has this been for
Yeah.
like half a year?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was, they say, and Brian's very religious, they say God works in mysterious ways, and so
He doesn't close a door without sending an email.
or opening a window.
Mhm.
I don't do
And
windows.
I think your email and your guest appearance was the what do they call the Rock franchise Viagra? This was the franchise Viagra we needed.
Who? Someone calls The Rock that?
The
You're
Rock?
talking about wrestling too. The email said wrestling.
Yes.
The Rock. People
I'm
refer
going
to the
to
Rock.
Oh.
point out I'm wearing a Perros Del Mar shirt. Mall. Perros Del Mar.
Oh, look at that.
Reeves, do you know who that is?
That's a very.
Brian's
that's,
googling it.
I am.
Is
Oh,
Lucha Underground, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
I
that.
watched a little Lucha Underground. Here's the issue. When I watched it, it was on a streaming service that sucked shit, and there were a lot of commercials. It was hard to keep going with, but it is a lot of fun.
It is a lot of
And
fun.
they're-
This is actually this was not on Lucha Underground. This was actually a hardcore Lucha Libre promotion franchise. I don't quite know what you call it.
Oh.
And unfortunately, the leader of it was killed in the ring by Rey Mysterio Jr. Like, this is not.
Is that
That
kayfabe
was-
or is that
No,
The
it's
shoot.
real. It's real.
Wow.
It's a shoot.
It's shoot real.
But a lot of people came out of that, like Taya Valkyrie. She came out of that. So
Mm.
her? I know she's on TV show I
Wow.
watch.
And
Yeah.
that was Wrestling Corner.
Yes.
That was
It
Wrestling
The
might come
corner
back
that
up.
no one wants us to go into ever.
Oh,
Like it's-
oh, 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 that's the
Oh,
call. Hold on.
okay. The pod chef phone is ringing.
Hello?
Okay.
Hey, Tom. Get out. Are you serious right now?
Oh, we can't
Jamal,
hear
we,
him.
we
if you-
can't really hear you.
Okay. I'll send it to him. Okay, bye.
Okay. It's
All right,
Jamal
sure.
taking a call, I
Okay.
guess.
Brian, you're not going to believe this.
Me?
And I'm sorry.
I'll
yeah,
believe it though,
None of you are
because
really
I
gonna believe
trust
this,
Jamal.
But Tom just sent me something that's going to knock your socks off, and you have to play it now.
I'm not wearing
Okay.
socks.
Well, that's good.
One
'cause
step ahead.
Tom just sent me a trailer to his movie.
Wait, to Jurassic World Kingdom.
He changed the name.
Okay.
Oh, he did. That's good. Because I mean,
It's a
I remember
mouthful.
it, but it's good that he changed it.
He
Yeah.
changed the name, but he actually has a
phone to
draft of
find
the
it.
trailer, and he sent it to me, and I just sent it to you, Brian. He wants you to play it on the podcast.
Oh,
Okay.
this sounds
I'm
great.
downloading it. It's
So,
downloaded.
This is Tom's
I'm-
trailer, I guess, that for his movie. So it's
Yeah.
the first
Put-
trailer.
putting
So
the button here.
I'm glad
This
he's
is-
utilizing the PodChef phone and like during the
Yeah.
recordings because I feel like that didn't happen very often, and it's like,
We're spending a lot of money on it. Like, and he
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
to make sure it had like unlimited. Like he's like, I need to make sure it has enough bandwidth in gigahertz. He said gigahertz. He's like, I know computers. I need enough wattage
yeah.
and storage.
All
And
right.
he said
do you wanna
free nights
play
and
it?
weekends. All right, I'll play it.
All right. In a world where food has lost its meaning. I'm sorry, I can't eat anymore. I don't know what's on my plate. 3 people have set out to save the culinary world. From the creators of Top Chef come Tom Colicchio, Padma Lakshmi, and even Kristen Kish, with help from the director of The Bear. Comes a culinary experience unlike anything you've ever experienced. There'll be fights. Forget it. I'm 86ing the ravioli. Fuck it. They can eat water for all I care. There'll be interrogations. Look at me dead in my eyes and tell me, did you throw the sauce out? There'll even be international intrigue. Oui, chef. Je ne sais pas. Oui, chef. This is the food experience of a lifetime. The last chance to save restaurants and the culinary world everywhere. This is Late Reservation 2027. Book now.
Wow.
That's actually not a bad trailer for Tom's movie.
That's
No.
amazing. So
Also-
new movie.
Director of The Bear, huge get.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, huge
I
get.
mean, he's on
I
fire
ju-
right now.
I
Yeah,
just watched season 2. I waited for a long time. I just finished it. Oh my god, cousin! Can we talk about it, cousin?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, cousin, so
It's
good.
so good,
we don't have
cousin.
time
So
to talk
good.
about
That's
it,
why I
cousin.
was doing this earlier.
Oh, that's
To
right. You were doing
apologize.
that.
Yeah, you-
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, I'm sorry,
apologize.
cousin.
I saw
I didn't even
that.
notice it, cousin.
Here's what I love about that trailer.
Yep.
One.
I think, and this is brave, what I'm about to say.
Thank you.
I think it was done all in one take. I think they all got in the room and they
Uh-huh.
shared one mic and they kind of went back.
That's
and
rock and roll.
and
Yeah.
that's, well, we talk about it a lot. Punk rock,
That's
rock.
hella punk rock.
fucking punk rock.
Mhm.
And I think that, yeah, punk rock and also very brave and confident, which is sexy as hell. And I think
Mhm.
movies should be sexy.
Yep.
Confidence is sexy.
Yes. That's
Um,
it.
I
I'm
love
hyped.
the trailer.
I'm hyped.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It
Yeah,
said 2027 though.
2027. I'll be dead by then, but that's okay. I want you guys to see it. Can we do that thing? You know, that movie with the Star Wars kids where like that one kid was dying and he like needed to see the new Star Wars movie, so like snuck him into
Oh,
Lucas.
the early.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait,
Can you do that with me for this?
Well, of course, yes. That's how we're gonna get into it. The only
Yes.
way, you know, Tom.
Yeah.
But also, I didn't know. So, Star Wars kid, one with lightsaber.
That's one.
He was dying, and then he got into
No,
the Star
no.
Wars movie.
There are two
Is that what
different
he was
Star
fight-
Wars
There's
kids.
more than one Star Wars kid.
But this
Also,
kid,
not talking about Grogu. Star
was-
Wars kid could also mean Grogu.
okay, yes, okay, my bad. And then I was worried that kid, what he had is what we were seeing in the video, fighting ghosts. You know,
Mhm.
it was like he was getting to the point where we knew he was going to lose one of the battles. You know,
Yeah.
because it's a
What's that
disease.
movie? What's that movie called?
Sixth Sense.
Yep. So late reservation 2027.
Mhm.
I mean, if I'm not dead, which like, ugh, I'm gonna be dead.
Mhm.
Well, don't jinx it.
Yeah, don't jinx
No,
it.
I say it so that it doesn't happen. It's an
Mm.
anti-jinx.
Oh, okay. Well, it said book now, so I think they're taking reservations now.
Is it through Resi?
Smart.
Yeah, it's through Table, it's through Resi, it's
Okay.
through a bunch. You can only get movie tickets through Restaurant Table app reservation.
Well, here's the
apps.
question: if I reserve it through Resi, but I don't show up because I die, they're gonna charge my
You gotta
card
pay.
$25.
Yep, they're going to charge your
Yeah.
card $25. That's how Tom said he's going to make all his money back.
Yeah. He sunk a lot into this trailer alone.
Yeah.
You could tell,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's one take, you can tell.
A lot of production in it.
Yeah.
Rachel, did
Definitely.
you do a publishing thing with WWE?
Yes, when I was an editor for Little Bee Books, which is a children's book publisher, I worked on their licensed imprint. So that meant I got to work with a lot of different licenses, including WWE, which is how I actually know a lot more than wrestling than I ever thought I would.
Wow. Did you get notes back and the signature was VKM and whatever it would say blah 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 pal at the end of it?
Not directly, but I do hear he really does take an interest in absolutely everything, including stupid sticker books. So, hey.
Wow.
But the thing that I'm most proud of is I wrote an adult coloring book, not a sexy one, just one for older
For
readers.
adults.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm out.
And it was it was all about great championship moments or exciting moments in wrestling, so like the debut of the Undertaker, when Jake the Snake had his cobra bite Macho Man.
Yes, we all remember. We're in the bicep.
Famously
Yes.
bit him.
Really
was
happened.
Was Stone Cold winning the Royal Rumble one of them?
Stone Cold facing off against The Rock, like, you know, when he drove the beer truck in.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that was one of them.
I like that as
some
an
chills.
idea. I think they should do some of the bad moments too, because they should not shy away from their history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Bedpan
which-
fighting.
yeah,
What was that?
When they were fighting in the
Children's
bedpan.
publishing.
Mhm.
Oh, right. Children's publishing, right.
publishing.
Okay. Okay. Well,
For
and
adults.
maybe this is for adults. Yes.
Yeah.
And Jamal, are you in for this?
I'm out.
Okay. All right. Well,
Sharks, I'm out.
I'm out.
But they, outside of the fact that it took a long time for certain people to review the usage of their likenesses, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in the various things, I really enjoyed working with the WWE.
nice. Okay.
Did you get to
Kinda
go? Did you get to go to Connecticut? Did you get to go to the headquarters, Connecticut?
Yeah. Stanford.
No, but I did get to go to a taping of SmackDown at Barclays. That was fun.
Ooh,
You know what the
rules.
interesting thing was?
it's all
They-
interesting.
They did NXT after the SmackDown, which is weird. I would have thought they'd do NXT first, like an opening band.
Mhm.
But they did it after, and I regret to say that the stadium pretty much cleared out.
I think that's
Yeah.
probably why they
Well,
did
they
that.
can't.
Shows
they
what they care
can't
about.
Put NXT first because it's called Next. So you
Fair.
have to do it after.
No, wait. But then you're expecting what's going to come next, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
next
SmackDown.
NXT.
I don't know. See an argument. Either way. I see Brian is thinking about this.
Yeah,
Very...
Brian, are you with
I
us?
was trying to think of what SmackDown. If next NXT means next, going up next, then what does SmackDown mean? Would Smack Up be first?
I think
That's gonna be
Raw
the
is
new
first
opening.
because that's how food starts. And then you
Mhm.
smack it down on the
Wow.
plate, and then smack it down on the fire, and then you
You
put
eat
on
it
the
all, and
plate
you go next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It starts first in the week too on Mondays.
that's how it connects
Well, the
to
week starts
food
on Sundays.
and Top Chef.
Oh fuck. Depends on the calendar.
Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
my calendar, brother.
not my Mayan calendar, brother. How did you get started in working graphic novels?
Well, I'm a big nerd. In case that has not been very
There are
clear
books
so
behind
far.
Rachel. Everyone who can't see, got a bunch of books behind
Lots
her.
of books.
Super
They've definitely been
smart.
read.
Way more books. Behind me is dumb stuff.
I got a freaking basketball hoop. So what that means, Jock.
Chuck. Got a mirror because I love myself.
Yep.
Kiss myself every night.
I've got the
Narcissism.
Black Panther as a comic book cover.
No,
'Cause I
I
want to go
mean,
back
that
to
is
Wakanda.
that is a dope cover. I probably have that issue somewhere, to be honest.
Ooh, all right. We're
Because
connected.
like I
Cha-ching.
said, I'm a big nerd. So my mom was an editor, and I was like, I want to be an editor. That sounds right for my skills. But what do I want to edit? And then one day I had the revelation that comics were made by actual people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I pursued a course of study in college that would benefit a career in comics. I did an internship at DC Comics as part of that.
Hold on a second. Hold on. You went to college for something that you then use in the real world?
I know, right?
Whoa. Whoa.
So I did my internship, I graduated, I moved to New York, and then I banged on DC's door for a few years until they finally said, fine, we'll hire you.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed with them for over 10 years. Then they relocated to Burbank, and I decided I could have gone, but I like New York. I did not like the idea of DC in Burbank. So I decided to spin out into the larger publishing world. And that has, that's been its own journey. But I have gotten to do some cool stuff like longer comics, and those are the graphic novels. Work with the WWE, so like do non-comic stuff. But most of it has been comics. It's kind of crazy.
All right. That's pretty cool.
What
Any other-
does, and this is for everyone thinking this right now, not just for me, what does an editor do?
That's a great question. What do you think an editor does?
Ooh.
Well, when I had an article written about me recently that's on my wall behind me, I told the editor there's some stuff wrong on here. Can you change it? And they said no. So I don't know what an editor does because the article behind me has so many misspellings.
I think I saw that. And I was like, hey, why
bad
did you do this? And he was like, I told him to fix it.
And I mean,
So-
Jamal, do you want to say the name of the publishing, and the
Nah.
types of errors that they made about you?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
What was the profile about?
It was about me doing comedy, and they just got a lot of stuff wrong that I never even said at all in the interview.
All right. Well, there are a lot of different types of editors. There are the copy editors who do this, the grammar and the spelling fixes. I'm solid at that, but it's not my primary skill. The type of editing I do is more development. So you basically are trying to see a project through from the very conception, the pitch, all the way to publication. And you're responsible for the creative direction of it. You're responsible for getting the best work out of the people you are working with. This is a very pretentious analogy, and not everybody's going to agree with me about it, but I like it. Especially for comics. I don't write, I don't draw the comics, but I feel like I'm kind of the director, making sure everything's happening, pointing people in the direction that they need to go to get their best creative work out of them, and hopefully saying something with what I'm publishing.
You're
So
really the manager.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, if you had someone who was a subject in an article that you were the editor over that reached out to you and said, "Hey, there's a lot of things wrong. I am a comic, but a lot of this content is about how I'm a clown. I am not a clown."
Well, all right. So, are you asking for a fact check, or are you asking the writer to change their subjective opinion?
Ooh,
Fact
wait.
check. Fact
Was this
check.
subjectively calling you a clown?
Fact check. It was a fact check.
That you should absolutely do a fact check. I love doing fact checks. Actually, they're great. It's a way for me to just, search stuff on the internet and say,
Oh.
Okay.
well, actually, this is correct.
See, if I would have answered the question of what I thought an editor was, I would have done the grammar thing. So I would have been wrong. Were you trying to set me up to fucking be like, no?
I find that is what most people think an editor is,
Yeah, you're
and
gonna set me
so
up.
they don't understand why I get paid to do anything else.
That's what editing is really about.
You've learned something. There's now twinkly music and a star.
Yeah, nothing wrong happened.
What did I miss?
Nothing happened.
Nothing
right.
happened.
No, I don't know what you missed. I accused Rachel of trying to set me up because I had said that when I had answered the editing question, I would have said editing grammar, and she wanted me to say that so she can go wrong. She wouldn't admit to it, but I think that's what she did.
I mean,
but then
I did say I liked fact check the most, so
yeah, so I became a fact check.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
You are a fact check.
should we do the thing we do every week?
Yeah.
Do we need to talk about, just so the fans know, we got our Awesome Con application response?
Let's just touch on it. Let's
say we'll reveal the content of the response to our application at a later time.
Okay.
It needs to be addressed.
It needs to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
You gotta
talk about it at
listen.
a later time.
You gotta continue
Until
to listen to
then,
know.
Let's do a segment we do every week called Chefs I Prepared for You. This is where we talk about and present what we had for dinner last night and only last night, and present it as if we're presenting it to the judges on Top Chef. And at the end, we have a vote.
We don't vote anymore.
We're not voting anymore, but there still will be a winner. Trust me. I'll go first. Chefs I prepared for you. Ground bison. Curry rice.
You buying weird meats these days, dog.
Can I finish, man? Can I freaking finish?
And now he's doing his Ross
Holy
Perot.
crap, man.
Can't finish, remember? Pretty freaking cool. Yeah, no, keep going.
And sauteed green beans. Now you can talk. What?
You're buying
What?
weird meats.
How is that
days,
weird
dog.
I
meat?
used to eat
It's
bison all the
bison.
time.
Bison is native to North America. If anything, you're weird. Buying that cow from England.
I don't really buy beef either.
Yeah, that's right. You don't eat really beef, right?
Bison
yeah,
is
that's
a
what I-
great protein to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it at Whole Foods.
Yep.
It's cheap.
It's
It's
cheap.
tasty.
Tasty.
It's good.
Where is it sold? Next to the other beef?
Next to the lamb.
Right next to your you're just going in order right
I'm
now.
just going in order. Getting some pork and some chicken, some bison, lamb.
Mm-hmm.
How was it? How does this compare to lamb?
I mean, I'll tell you what, it's not as fat. There's not as much fat content,
That's what they say.
but I mean, you'd think that it'd be more gamey. It's not. You can't really tell the difference between that and ground beef. And it really takes on whatever seasonings you put on it. It really it's almost like an outfit. Like whatever you want to dress it up in. It's like, ooh, we're wearing 6 spice, okay. Ooh, we're wearing taco seasoning, okay. Ooh, we're wearing rotisserie seasoning, okay. Like it will wear whatever. It can dance in whatever, you know.
Now, when you season a ground product,
Ooh, yeah.
at what time do you do it during the
Towards
cooking
the end.
process?
Towards the end. Here's why.
Okay.
While it's pink, I need to see that it's pink. I need to know what.
You need to watch the change.
I need to make sure that it's changing. And once it gets to the point where it's like 85% not pink, I'm like, time to season it up.
Yeah.
Season it up. And I put a lot of seasoning on there.
Mm-hmm. Half the
Almost
bottle.
to the point. Almost to the point. Then I'm like, gotta take some of these clothes off.
What? So I talked over when you said what? So you had bison, and what else?
Yeah, dick. Curry rice. The
Curry
meal's so
rice.
good, I had to say it twice.
Neil's so nice. You had it every day this week.
That's true. I did.
He back
I
on
had
his
a
meal
lot-
plan and shit,
I
y'all.
had a lot of curry
That's good.
rice this week. All right, that's me.
Chefs, I procured for you.
Hell yeah, dog.
Oh,
Marie Louise Bistro in Baltimore, Maryland. It's a
Okay.
French bistro. And I had beef bourguignon.
Ooh, our favorite word to say.
bourguignon.
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 It was good. I ate
Put
all
that
of
in the
it.
trailer.
And then I ate the bread that they provided. They asked if I wanted it. I said, yes, please. I soaked it
course.
all up. Left none for
Just-
my wife to eat. Big mistake.
Yep.
And then had a little tiramisu for dessert.
Ooh, yum.
Now,
Did you
this
jump in
place,
the harbor? Oh,
on a dare, yes.
okay.
This place claims that at some point it had a star. I don't know when.
And it lost it.
I don't know what happened to the star. I don't know if
Mario
it still
took
holds
it.
it or not. But it has claimed that it has a star.
And
It
they
was
didn't
good.
say Michelin star. They just said a star.
They said there was a star here at some point.
Now I'd ask.
Could be
Yeah.
a celebrity.
Probably somebody
be-
from The Wire. All those dudes
Yeah.
actually live in Baltimore.
Oh, can we
Could
talk
be a
about The
celebrity.
Wire?
Could be a Red Dwarf.
Henry?
Fuck, I love that.
I love season 2.
You know, Michael B. Jordan was in that as a little kid, right?
Yeah, he's little. Freaking Wallace.
Dude grew up.
Yeah,
Can we talk about Michael B. Jordan growing up?
he's freaking Rocky now.
Mamma mia.
Yeah. So that's what I ate.
Did you have a drink with it? Did you get a little wine? A little
We did. We had a little Malbec with it. It was worth it. You know it. You know what I liked about this place. Here's what I liked about it. They kept it simple. It was all basic French dishes. I knew what I was
Mhm.
getting. I wasn't confused. Sometimes I get to these restaurants. I gotta tell you, I don't know what to make of these menus. They
Yeah.
got things on there I've never heard of them, and I get
Yeah.
confused and I get scared and I don't want to ask the waiter because I know they then know I'm a fraud.
Yep.
Mhm.
I shouldn't be allowed at the restaurant if I can't
Yep.
even understand the menu.
And you're
Yep.
wearing your pod chef hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got invited there because celebrity
Yes.
status. They need a star.
Mhm.
They need a star for that star that they can't find right now.
Yes. There.
Mhm.
Yeah. Please.
Mhm.
Please.
Bring the star in.
Well,
But
that
this-
actually answers my question. I was wondering how you found this bistro, but if they invited you on down,
Yeah.
that explains it.
They wanted me there.
Yeah. They said,
But-
please come.
Please. But yeah, they had all
What did your wife
classic
get?
fish.
What did your wife get? Something.
She
lovely
got
too?
some scallops
Ooh. Okay. Here's okay.
and
I'm
risotto.
gonna ask this question. How many scallops she get when you make an
It
order of
was like
scallops?
3.
See, I always want to order scallops, but if you fucking bring me 3 scallops, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, you get the plate. You said, "Oh, this looks really good." Are you gonna bring the second plate like a
Yeah.
little bit later,
Yeah.
or when am I gonna get like the 10 other scallops that are going with this?
See,
Yeah.
this is what happens, Brian. When we went to the Girl and the Goat, when I'm
Well,
like,
you thought we were,
are
yeah.
these the small plates? And like, they're gonna bring the rest of the fish later.
No, you share those. I'm gonna have half a scallop, please. Ugh, lose my
man.
mind. Chefs, last night I prepared for you, and I prepared, but it's it's a standard. We did the sweet potato quinoa chili that we are known to do. We have like 3 dishes that we cook,
Mhm.
and that's one of them. And it's always solid. It's it's an instant pot recipe. Chop a little onion, chop a little garlic. Then we bought the pre-chopped fridge garlic we've been using a lot, and may I say, quite the time saver.
Mhm.
How's it
Can we
taste?
talk about it?
Yeah, how's it taste?
I mean, it tastes fine. It's garlic.
Okay.
It's been in the fridge for a few weeks now, so it might not be its best.
Mhm.
It was fine. Saves me time. Garlic too sticky when you chop it. Stick to my fingies. And I don't have good knives either. That's also my fault.
Well,
Gotta
it's not that
sharpen
you don't
your
have good
knife.
knives. You haven't sharpened them.
Yeah.
That too. Well, when you sharpen them, then it gets pieces of blade in your food, right?
Well, and I've told you this before, Brian. You, one, should clean the knife afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
after the sharpening process.
Yeah.
Two, you should not then sharpen it again and then use that knife to eat your food with
Yeah.
afterwards.
Well, I want to look like the guy from Dennis the Menace who's eating the apple, looking at the house and by the train tracks, and eats it on the knife.
Yeah.
Stands there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that that's freaking Back to the Future, right? Is
Christopher Lloyd?
that who that is?
I think so. Let's not look it up, but let's say that we're right.
I think I'm right.
This is a very Hollywood episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
And
with
that's
the
what I
trailer
had.
and all.
Yeah.
Exactly. And listen, the stars are out tonight.
Mhm.
Freaking Globes, the most important award ceremony you could possibly think of.
Cat Williams is hosting.
That would be great. Him and Ricky Gervais.
Oh my god!
Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe.
Can you believe? Can you think of the places they would go to, the people they would embarrass?
All right.
All right. Before I answer this amazing question, I want to ask you guys, what qualifies as dinner? Your evening meal or the last meal you eat before you go to sleep?
Whichever one you think was
Ooh.
dinner.
That's
Well,
a
that's
good
why-
question.
That's why I'm throwing it out there, because there's something I made that was kind of early in the evening, which is usually a little earlier, and then I went out, and then I came home very late and made something else, and then I went to bed. So I'm just trying to gauge.
What
Which
time did
counts
you
as
make
a
the
dinner.
second one?
It was kind of early in the morning, you could
That's
say.
breakfast then.
That sounds like breakfast.
That sounds like
But
breakfast.
then I
Easy
went to
answer.
sleep.
I would
All
let
right.
you do. I'll
Let me
I'll
tell
let
you
you do
something.
both. I'll let
I
you do
go to
both.
sleep after breakfast all the time.
Yes.
You have the best job, I must say.
Oh, I get in trouble.
They hate that he does it.
Yeah.
They keep telling him
come
to
by-
stop.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
go,
He's not supposed to
wake
do
up.
it.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, that bagel put me out. It had everything on it.
More than fair. All right, chefs. Last night I prepared for you brown rice and lentils in coconut milk.
Mm.
So you just saute some onion, then you put in your little spices and the rice to kind of toast the rice a little.
Mm-hmm.
Then you pour in, your stock or water and the coconut milk, and you let that simmer for a while. Well, it comes to a boil, and then you turn it down and let it simmer. Then you throw in the lentils for 15 minutes, and then voila. Since we're on a French kick and all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Voila.
voila.
Voila,
sounds
je
pretty
ne
good.
sais pas.
I love coconut milk.
Yeah,
Can I say that?
it's great.
Why couldn't you say that?
You
Well,
know,
I know why.
Yeah,
I know
why?
why. Me and Brian went to Assateague once, and I don't know why they had a coconut tree there, and Brian took down the coconuts, cut them in half, and wore them like a bikini, and he was
Mhm.
then milking himself. And I was like, Brian, we're gonna get kicked out. That's how I know you like coconut milk.
That's some daring performance art, I have to say.
A lot of work too.
Yeah.
For
It's way
committed.
harder than it seems to make a coconut bra. Like you're
It
like
is.
you cut it in half and run a string through it. No, there's way more to
Yeah.
it than that.
yeah,
That guy on Gilligan's Island was more talented than we realized, I guess.
hmm
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody will get that reference. It's
The-
old. I'm
the-
sorry.
the professor. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to know what you had when you got home late. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Can we find
I
that
want to know what you had
Absolutely.
for second dinner.
Yeah.
Chefs I prepared, but I guess you could also call it procured. The finest in craft box mac and cheese.
Okay.
The deluxe
Yep, yep, yep.
version.
Wow. Wow.
It's
We
good.
here at PodChef fully support second dinner.
Yes.
I'll put that out there.
It's one of the most important meals you can have, because otherwise you're going to sleep and you're hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I know you listen to other Top Chef podcasts. If one of them is Pack Your Knives, Those guys don't support second dinner, so I just want you to know that. They actually are against second dinner, second lunch, second breakfast. They think you should. They're actually pretty fascist when it comes to, the food pyramid and what you're allowed to eat and when. So just so people know that out there.
Yeah, they're very anti-Hobbit.
Yeah. They hate
Oh
the Hobbit.
no.
And we love it. Those movies were so good.
I keep trying to rewatch them, but they're long.
Which one? The second one or the third one? Or
I got to start at one.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't get through it.
Sure. There's a lot.
The sound fritzed out for me momentarily, so I have no idea what you guys are watching, but I'll make it up if that's okay.
Mhm.
The whole thing is really being bad for me
Wait,
right
hold
now.
on.
It's very jumpy and bad.
Is the sound jumping for everyone except for me now?
I can hear everything perfectly fine.
It's fine.
Now-
The video's bad for me.
Now the sound has smoothed out, but there was a big static burst.
Wow, this is a real piece of
That's
shit.
gonna be
We were talking about
fun for
Lord of the
Brian.
Rings.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I think I figured out what was draining the motivation for the podcast. It
Yeah,
was
could
the
be.
technical difficulties.
Could be. Could be.
Mhm.
So we don't vote
that is
anymore.
valid.
Yeah. So we don't vote anymore, and we have a guest, and usually, let's be honest, the guest usually wins anyway. So
Yes.
the guest wins.
Yeah,
Well,
guess
but for
wins.
which dinner? Because that I feel is the important one.
I'd say the second one. I mean, that's Hall of Fame dinner, deluxe craft.
Mhm.
Yeah. Did you eat it out of the pot you cooked it in?
No, I at least put it in a bowl and then I grated pepper over it.
Wow.
Wow.
Civilized. Wow. Well, this is better than Brian winning again because history never repeats. So we'll be right back after this. Pod Chef. Welcome back. This is season 11 of Pod Chef. This is season 8, the All Stars. Season 8, Top Chef. Let's get into it. This is an episode called History Never Repeats. We're here with our guest and fan of the podcast, Rachel Gluckstern. Rachel, why are you such a fan of Top Chef?
That's a great question. I started watching it, and this is hilarious, with season 2. So the show really had to impress me if I stuck with it after season 2.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say. Although I think I watched the first episode, and then Bravo ran a marathon of season 1, and that hooked me to keep up with season 2. Because I'm a nerd, and I'm a professional nerd, and work on nerd stories all day long, I think I like to unwind with reality shows or docu-series type of shows, kind of balance things out. And I'm also kind of a foodie, so I don't know. It all just came together. The competition, the personalities, and them creating high-end food that I will never ever get to taste, but it looks pretty and it sounds cool.
But you're in culinary capital New York. Do you ever find yourself maybe going and checking out some of the Top Chef restaurants that might be in New York? Have you been to any?
I have. For a while, me and my then boyfriend were checking out as many high-end ones that we could, afford now and again, because we were, young and broke. But we went to Harold Dieterle's restaurant several
Friend of the show.
times.
Friend of the show.
And that was a very good restaurant. And then he opened his second one that was more Thai influenced, and we went to that one a couple times. We went to Wiley Dufresne's WD-50, which was
Wow.
honestly awesome. It was so much fun.
That's cool.
And it was even filling, which I know might sound surprising, but it was actually a full meal.
You get full of foam.
And the biggie was Thomas Keller's Per Se. I've been to that once, and that was outstanding.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure I tell Tom Keller next time I see him.
Yeah, and then give him finger guns.
Oh, I mean, that's how we say hello. Say, what's up, Tommy K? He's like, hey, Jamal. And
But Well, I'm kind of curious why you guys got into Top Chef. Actually, I don't know if I've ever known that.
Oh, Brian, you can take this.
Yeah, us particular. Speak for the three of us.
Yeah, why did this podcast start, Brian?
Yeah.
Oh,
let's
why the
start.
podcast started?
Yeah, why did we start watching Top Chef, and why did we start this podcast? Your podcast idea.
Well, I think
Go
those
ahead.
are two
Go.
separate things.
Nope. Nope. Go
There's
ahead.
a clear answer. We all
There's
know
a
it.
clear answer. We all know it.
It's part
Okay.
of canon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the answer that Tom Colicchio told us to do it, but we would have been having to watch the show before he knew that we wanted to watch the show more, right? Did he not know? Did he not know that? Did I maybe the timelines mess up in my head? Have we not
Brian,
been watching before
he
Tom
found
reached out
out
to
that
us?
we all watched Top Chef during the pandemic and said, "I need you three to then do a docu-series."
So what
Basically, that's
drew
what-
it to you before Tom reached out?
See,
to
that's
you?
why that's where I was stuck. I was answering the
Oh.
actual question.
The-
Like you guys are making me do something.
The-
I can talk about it for my experience.
yeah.
I'd be watching something on TV, anything I wanted. I could
Boss
watch
his
whatever I
ass.
want.
Yeah,
That's-
he's in
I'm the
control.
boss.
You're an
At this
adult.
point in my life, I was the boss of my TV, and I
This
had
is
to watch whatever I want.
pre-electronics getting strong and
Yes.
bullying
we
him.
can't get
Right.
that. And just randomly, my TV would change to Top Chef, and I couldn't get it to go back.
So you weren't boss.
Specifically for this, no. And the volume would get very, very high. Like I would, and the TV would be off as it would be, before I come into my house. I walk in my house, TV turns on, Top Chef on. So it's like someone was controlling what I was watching and what I was consuming. And I was like, at a certain point, I was like, hey, this show's pretty good. It's not bad.
And for me, the pandemic happened, and I got super scaredy, and I
Mhm.
just crawled up on my bed in a ball with my blankets, and I said, if this is it, what's something that I have to do before I die? And then I literally looked up, and the Netflix, what was it? It was Hulu, I think, at the time. Put on the next thing that was up to offer to me was Top Chef. And I said, I guess I got to watch this. It's fate. And so I just finished it from, at the time, only season 2 was the beginning on Hulu. So I had to go back and watch season 1 somewhere else. But I watched season 2 all the way to season 16 or whatever, 18 or whatever.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
What, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I messaged these guys saying, hey, I finished Top Chef and I'm still kicking. And Brian said, you wouldn't believe the email I got.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys were divinely blessed by destiny.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I learned recently of this term, and because it was on Netflix, and it described, because now 2 random seasons of Top Chef are on Netflix for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
and it's described as passive viewing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think during the pandemic, I got really into passive viewing of television, just stuff that was on, and that my brain could just go off and just watch TV. Like it was just like, oh, this is on, and it's good, but it's just on. I'm not thinking. I'm not worried about who Heisenberg is. I'm not trying to figure out if freaking if Tony Soprano is going to get whacked in the restaurant,
Or if Ethan Hunt's going to survive the Rogue Nation.
Yeah, I'm just watching people cook food and fight.
Yeah.
And love.
Yeah.
And
Travis?
cook with fighting and with love.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And for me, it was that and the British baking show.
Yes.
Another good show.
And that was my pandemic.
Should we talk about the cast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we should.
Okay. This is an all-star season, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And so the stars are out. We got Trey. A fun thing about Wikipedia is it also gives their age. It says their age, the season they were on, and their name.
Mm-hmm.
Trey, of course, from season 3, and he is 34 years old. We got Fabio, 32, season 5. I'm going to stop saying the other parts now. We got Marcel. We got Casey. We got our friend Dale, baby.
Yes.
Dale Talday, friend of the show, big friend of the show.
We got quiet talking Angelo. We got the coward Spike. We have Antonia. Oh, if you want another teaser for another episode, whenever I remember to do this, I have a Spike story. I'm not going to do it now.
Not going to do it now.
Oh, come on.
People got to listen to more episodes.
People
I
gotta-
will talk about a Spike story that happened 8 months ago.
And,
and I
might
forgot
have a
about
movie
it.
trailer. It might have a movie trailer.
Yes. Antonia, the other Dale. Yes, there are 2 Dales this season. Jamie, Mike Isabella, yikes. Carla.
Carla Hall,
Yes.
my wife.
Tiffany with an I from season
Canon.
1. Another Tiffany from season 7. Jennifer, Blaze, Steven, who, this is shocking, from Steven 1. Steven was 29 when they were filming this.
Wow.
Crazy.
I would have said
Yeah, he was like 24 on his season.
it's
That's
wild
crazy.
to me. He
That's
seems like
nuts.
he's from a different era and also in his 50s.
I know, but he makes me laugh so much.
I know.
Well, he's a character.
What a
He's
just
he
a-
is played by Bryan Cranston, right? Speaking of Heisenberg.
So that's something I want to get into. How are we going to do this, Jamal? Do you want to do the breakdown, or do you want me to go through it?
No, you do it. Go ahead.
Okay. So we have a lot of lovely montage clips to start this episode. We see the story of each person was, kind of like big moments from the episode for their previous season. Now, we could go through and call back all the bits that we've done for these past seasons. We can do that. That's easy. We
That's so
remember all
easy.
of them. It would make sense.
It's
We could
podcast
do that.
101.
But that is not moving forward, is it?
No,
And we are forward thinking,
we
and
walk
we are
forward.
tactical, and we are strategic minded in this podcast. So all the bits will now be new.
Yep. We
We're
will
only
not
doing
do
new
any
shit.
running bits that involve any of the people who are in the
Doing
seasons.
your own new 52 revitalization, I have to
Yes,
say.
Exactly.
That's a
do-
callback.
We do reserve the right to, however, do old bits, and that's our choice. If you hear us say something like, "Oh, remember," and we do a bit,
Mm-hmm.
that we've actively decided to do that. That is our choice.
And that's actually new, and it's on purpose, and we
Yeah.
meant
Yes.
to do it. And
You
it's
have
good.
you have agency over it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
If you hear me, if they do some call where someone's talking to their kid and I say congratulations, condolences, that's new.
It's new now.
It's not an
Yeah.
old bit about
Yeah.
kids.
It is
That's
how I
new.
feel about people who have kids. No offense to the parents on this call.
Congratulations and condolences.
No, it's true.
Pretty much.
It is nice, though. It's a bunch
Mm-hmm.
of friends getting back together. I forgot how much I love Marcel. Marcel
Mm-hmm.
asks
Yeah.
Trey if he's ready to throw down. Kinda-
Which I thought he said bro down.
yeah. Trey did
Either
too.
way, right?
I love Fabio getting off the elevator after doing the talking head of like, I don't want to see Marcel.
Mhm.
Marcel is just
Yeah.
waiting to greet
Lovely
him with a
produce.
smile.
Lovely production.
Yeah.
Good
And,
editing there.
I want to talk about how much better this season just looks than the previous season.
Oh.
It looks like we jumped like 30 years into the fucking future. It's
Yeah.
insane.
There's a glow on these characters, you know?
Yes.
It just looks like they got good cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely for the interviews. It looks, I think this is the first season that maybe is in HD. It looks beautiful. The quality is
Yeah.
beautiful. They're taking it seriously. They're putting money into it.
I
Love it.
almost wanted to be like, don't put anyone from DC in this season.
They only did
Because
2, right? No, they did 3.
they did
Or
3,
two.
and I'm just like, maybe leave them all out because that was gloomy. These other stars are back. I'm feeling good.
Just two.
I mean, they had to be exhausted though, because I think it was almost done back to back.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
They got no break.
Angelo and Tiffany Derry must have been wiped, and they're like willing to do it.
Well, Angela had all that bed rest from not getting to compete in the finale, so
Yeah.
True. So what I find interesting about the All Stars season, if I can say this,
Yes,
is
please.
how you have all these people coming back and they want to prove that they're better this time around, and some people really live up to like making their legacy better, and
Mhm.
some destroy it completely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just want to hear what you guys think about who came out better this time and who should have perhaps not done this.
Elia?
Well, yeah, it's
Top
either
of that list, considering the
know.
episode.
I mean, what was her exit in season 2? I feel like that was a bit of an exit as well. And then to come back and want to prove everyone wrong. I mean, spoiler alert, she leaves first. But you leave first and you leave on the same dish that sent you out the first time.
Yeah.
That's
Well, and when she left in her first season, she decided to make a big deal at judges' table that Marcel sabotaged her somehow.
Mhm.
Yes.
And that was, and everybody else was like, but how?
Yeah.
it's tough to say who didn't come out, at least in my opinion, looking great in this season, besides a few folks, because like there are so many people who on this season who are still actively in television cooking shows, whether it be on like Food Network or like doing like
Blaze, Dale,
Blaze, like
Carla,
everyone's on Guys Grocery
Tiffany,
Games.
Antonia.
Like this season's full of heavy hitters for sure.
Mhm.
And I think some people definitely helped themselves more than him. Like Dale, I think, had a rough season. I think he really I think he has a good season here.
Yeah, I
Goes
feel he
to-
really turned it around for him on this
Goes to
season.
week 11 here.
Yeah.
There are people
Um,
like Steven who I think at some point admits that he hasn't been cooking in months, potentially years.
Mhm.
And we
And it
kind of see
shows.
him fall down
Yeah.
a little bit
Mhm.
pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he doesn't make it very far in this season, so
I'm surprised he didn't get sent home this episode. Real talk. He also got a very hard challenge. Like I think that's unfair what happened to him in his elimination
yeah,
challenge.
he had
Personally,
to make everyone else's dish that he'd won. That was part of the problem. He wasn't there to see it, so
Well,
he has
that
no-
was kind of his fault. He should have been
Yeah.
making that dish.
Yeah.
Well, if they were
I'm
trying to do it
unsympathetic.
literally, it should have been his challenge. Should have just been to not talk about wine,
That's a better
and to
challenge.
cook a dish. Yeah,
Steven, you have to come do front of house, and you cannot talk about wine at all.
yeah.
That would have been great TV.
he would have gone home for sure first time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like every time he tries to start talking about wine, he gets an electric shock.
Sad as
I love
ass.
him so much. He's fantastic. His look is just so good. I love it. I don't think he's real. He might be played by someone. Like I mean, I don't know if we talked about it.
So
It's a new thing you're talking about.
we go to the kitchen, and Tom and Padma are there, of course.
Obviously.
They right out of the gates, Padma's like, "You guys are all a bunch of fucking losers. So we're gonna give you $500,000 in prizes.
Uh-huh.
Prizes, not $500,000.
Yeah, because you
Don't go
need it.
crazy. But it is $200K that you will be taking home, and people are very excited about it.
Mhm.
And that's before taxes.
Yes, and before freaking Obama gets his hands on it. So
Freaking Obama's gonna take all that money.
yeah, at that time, you're walking away with what 650, if that.
Dollars.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say 10, but yeah.
So the quickfire challenge, the chefs from each season had to team up. So you're teaming with other people from your season to create a dish that represented the city where their season took place. The winning team receives immunity from the elimination challenge.
This is
I
a good
love this challenge.
I love it.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Team up. Show that you're the best team. I love it.
Represent your city.
Before they announced the results, who would have been your season pick?
Well, I'm only going with. I'm riding Dale Tall Day all day long. I mean, it's Tall Day all day. That's what I say. So, whichever team he's on, I'm with Chicago. So, I'll tell you who I wasn't riding with as soon as they announced what they were doing was whichever team was doing apples 3 ways with.
New York.
That would have
York
been Marcel's season. They did a nice taco that instead of doing a tortilla, they did
With
an
Jamie.
apple. Yes.
Yeah. I said I'm out.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't New York. That was
That was L.A.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. But
And
no,
then
that pissed me off. Instead of a tortilla, we use an apple.
Yeah. That's very LA thing to do though.
it
the fuck
is.
was that?
That's a bad idea. My favorite part of that was when they had the judges try it. Marcel said, "Do you like it? Do you guys think it's good? And will we be winning? Is this?" And they just kind of looked at him, and Tom was like, "Yeah, you'll find out later. You don't know how this freaking show works, dumbass."
The apple
But
was New York with like
he also
Carla
said,
and
did
them.
you guys see when he said "nice beard"
Yes.
to Marcel?
Yeah,
Did he?
Nice beard.
cool beard, dude.
Cool beard.
Yeah, I
Wait till
think.
you
I
see
mean,
my
not to jump on
jacket.
Jamal's answer, but I think Chicago. They don't approve of mustard ice cream. I think Chicago's. That's a stacked team for sure.
Yeah. I mean, just
Yeah.
having Blaze alone, he is truly a psychopath that wants to win everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good team, good season.
Rachel, what's yours? Wait, Rachel didn't
Yes.
answer.
I actually would have gone with Chicago because the fact that they did combine so many different elements of Chicago cuisine, including the mustard ice cream, like he said, to represent the avant-garde. Yeah, that seemed like the hands down winner.
Yep. The only other one I would say is Vegas, only because Jen and Mike Isabella are both pretty good. But they openly said there is no culture in Las Vegas, so we're going to
Yep.
do whatever we want.
We're gonna do lobster pasta. Okay.
Yep. And
Um,
then Tom said, "So you made pasta."
you made pasta, I guess. What is this? They get mad about pasta later too. Steven bumps into Angelo potentially on purpose, and Angelo's ass drops his fish all over the floor. Says this is ruined. I can't use this fish. So he
It's
like
on the
quickly.
floor. It's on the floor.
It's all on the floor. I can't use it. He butchers up a new one.
How
He
was-
much do you want to bet if there weren't cameras on him, he'd use that fish?
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. He would have done the whole. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know how many times you've eaten floor fish? You got to eat at a restaurant?
I started
Most of the
requesting it
time.
because I'm tired of the surprise.
Yeah. Well, it's like so annoying when you complain to the wait staff. You're like, this fish just tastes off, and they're like, yeah, of course it does. It fell on the floor. And you're kind of confused, and they're like, wait,
You're like, wait,
we're just supposed
what?
to throw it out? No.
How much does fish cost?
In this economy?
We're charging $54. We're not just gonna throw it out.
Ugh. So on the bottom here, of course, Marcel, the shrimp, gross. LA season. Tiffany and Steven from season 1, way too much garlic. And then Carla and Fabio also on the bottom. And then Tiffany and Angelo, too much salt, plus fish fell on the floor.
Cooking 101.
Cooking 101, baby. And then on top, we had the Miami season. I forgot. Miami season, that's also a pretty stacked team. You got
Yeah.
Casey and Dale and some good people there.
Trey.
Trey's there.
All day, Trey.
Chicago, of course, on top, and then Vegas. And then the winner, Chicago. We already talked about it. Pork and black pepper sausage, and then mustard ice cream.
Mustard.
So, moving on to our elimination challenge. The chefs were confronted with the ingredients from their dishes that sent their asses home during their respective seasons. So each chef, as we talked about before, has to recreate their losing dish and turn it into a successful one. And the winner will get 10,000 buckaroos.
Now, I love this as an elimination challenge,
Yeah.
Yes.
but you can't do it nowadays because nowadays chefs would be like, "Oh, I'm triggered by this. This is the dish that caused me so much mental harm before." So now you can't.
So, Rachel, we're trying to get removed from Spotify in creative ways. At first, it was like copyright things, and now we're trying to like get into a certain, political
Yeah.
territory that will get
Yeah.
us.
So the no vax thing didn't work out. That didn't.
No,
They like
No,
that.
but
for
yeah,
whatever
we
I
did
reason.
try
pushed that. I pushed that so hard,
Yeah. All we're saying is do your own research. That's all we're saying. That's all
which
we're
is a
saying.
good thing. Do research. Don't just believe everything you hear or say. Like, do some research. That's all we're saying. And we have a no vax policy on the podcast.
Yeah. Mike says, we're really doing this?
Are we
Are we really
this?
doing this?
Are we doing this for real?
We're really doing this?
I gotta do this again.
Speaking of Mike, And I say this as a larger woman myself. Boy, did he eat Mike Isabella from season 6.
And he is the kind of person that perfectly okay to say about him.
Yeah. He'd say it about me too, so it's okay. He'd say the same thing.
He'd definitely have a nickname for you. He's got a nickname for everyone. Calls people bitches.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he would really like me, so I don't care.
I would like to start some drama with Mike Isabella on the first day of this shooting and be like, "Hey, Mike, oh, someone's been having a good off season," and like just let that sit. Like, what does he mean by that? I don't know.
So everyone's looking through their dishes. We see Marcel's kind of mumbling to himself. We know he does that.
Mm-hmm.
Trey, talks about Steven a little bit and says that it looks like he came out of the Macy's Day Parade. Pretty good. And this brings to the point that these are fucking pros. These people know how to do an interview, know how to give us a bite. You're in good hands this season.
He also knows his audience. Black people love Macy's.
In Trey's defense, Steven was dressed up like Big Snoopy.
Yes. Freaking Red Baron Snoopy, of course.
No, it was a surprisingly good burn from Trey, who normally just likes to be a chill, get along with everybody guy. So I thought that was great.
I wonder if they said something to each other off camera, like that we didn't see earlier in the day.
Trey did say something in his intro where he was like, he did something kind of like tough, then like laughed really hard about it. I don't remember what he said, but he's like, "Let's do this," and he's like, "Ha ha ha ha!" Like that really hard.
Chop, 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 chop. Before they go to the Russian tea room to do some prep, Blaze, sizes up the competition, and he says he is Angelo curious. He sizes
Which
up
you
Angelo.
could say that was something you could say on TV back then.
Here we go.
I think everybody's curious about Angelo. Let's be real.
And
so many unanswered questions.
Yeah.
We went a whole episode and he didn't mention his Russian wife, so I'm like, what happened?
And they went to the Russian tea room. I think he'd have been like, "Oh, like my wife, who I'm trying to get home over here from Russia."
He didn't say anything about his wife, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I just watched the finale. You were set to get married, and now it's been 2 weeks? Come on, what happened?
Yeah.
What does Wikipedia say?
Reeves.
Ooh.
Reeves.
Wait, what?
We'll do a Where Are They Now? You can find out. You can listen.
Oh, we'll
listen
get
to a future episode.
Stick around.
Yeah.
It's real exciting stuff about Where Are They Now coming up and the plan for that this season. So they split into two groups to cook and to present. And here's the real fun part. The group that is not cooking first is going to eat the other chef's food and critique it. But little do they know they are being recorded.
Yeah, the TV makes an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
TV in the back room.
I
love this part of the show when they do this.
I love it because there are people that had kind of figured it out. They're like, I bet we're being recorded, and there were other people that just did not give a shit, and we're just gonna let it fly.
Like, this is garbage. What are they thinking cooking this?
So, we have to note real quick that Tony Bourdain, is an official judge this season.
Officially there.
Yeah, he's like in the intro
because he knew what's his name wasn't coming back.
Yeah, he chased his ass out of the country.
Yeah,
they asked who the cast that you're bringing back is what's his name coming back?
The glasses dude from England.
Only new jokes, baby. Only new jokes. You're welcome, fans. Can't even remember what it was.
No, I can't. That's why it's new. I can't even finish it.
Rachel, do you know his name?
Toby Young.
Wow!
Oh my God. Thank you.
And he was horrible.
Yep.
Like, it is difficult to appreciate the seasons he was in because he brings them down.
He's truly awful.
Yeah.
He's like trying to be funny and it's not working. Unlike us, who's flawlessly funny. Effortlessly funny.
More like Toby Old.
See, like that. You're not getting that.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So,
Tobias.
Two important things here.
Middle age.
Blaze freaking is foaming his dish after the buzzer goes.
Oh
Yep.
my goodness!
The buzzer,
What
the
was he
beeper
thinking?
goes, and people are like, "What is he foaming to order?" People are getting pissed. Tiffany's getting
Mhm.
pissed. People know it's wrong. So important. Got to put a pin in that. Another important thing: Angelo in his interview is wearing a jacket zipped all the way up past his neck. We only
It's
see
at
it
his
once.
chin.
It is to his chin, and I wonder how cold are these rooms. So yes, the chefs are watching on TV. They're watching them eat. And then of course the only team that knows that they're or don't know officially they're being watched is the first one. And then of course Elia doesn't want to watch. She sits far away as
Can't
they're
watch.
fucking tearing apart her dish.
Maybe she knew.
Probably.
Yeah, she might have had an idea.
I think she knew.
They love Blaze's dish. And they cut to a shot of him with a huge fucking shit-eating grin on his face.
Knowing he cheated.
Yeah. Tom makes a comment about smoking basil.
Yep.
Rolling it up into a doobie and smoking it.
All right.
It's very cool, very hip of him.
I missed that, or that would have been his.
It was
small talk
when
of the week.
Tony Bourdain was destroying Fabio's dish,
Yes.
and I think he was like, "Oh, you can roll it up and smoke it." I think he said.
Oh, it was right
Yeah.
afterwards. Okay.
This is he's made a few. I mean, we can talk to Tom about it, but I think Tom might have a weed problem, and his problem might be he ain't sharing, right, with me.
Yeah.
Huh?
He's bogarting that bad
'Cause
boy.
when he's upset at the show, it's like, Tom, did you have your puff pass today?
Did you have your
You know,
medicine today?
the rumor was Padma was always stoned on set, right?
No.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Apparently, that was I can neither confirm nor deny, but the rumor was she was always stoned on set.
Mm.
Good for her.
So maybe
Yeah.
Tom is sharing with Padma anyway.
Yeah, they're definitely
Yeah.
chiefing in the back together.
Yeah. Do we want to listen to Tom's Tough Talk clip of the week?
Let's go to
Oh,
that.
we got one. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't think it was raw?
I was pushing for medium.
That's not what I asked. When you opened it up, did you think it was cooked properly?
I didn't put my knife in the middle of all of them.
You know, well, see, it wasn't inside the fish. It was actually the top of it that wasn't cooked at all.
Really?
Yes, really.
I got a sense.
So Tom either has a small talk clip of the week or a tough talk clip of the week. And this week, first episode, I felt like, man, this is a tough talk clip of the week because he
You're a
was
little mean.
upset. He was
You're a little mean.
upset.
It was a tough talk, but sometimes you have to do that as a leader. And the number one rule as a leader is you always react to the people that you're leading. If they do something like you ask them something and they say something completely different, you always immediately call them on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you react in a very angry way and you confront them head on because they need it. They need that
Only way they're
feedback.
gonna learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It builds
And Fabio-
morale.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fabio had his own tough talk clip of the week. Let's listen to that.
Ooh, two tough talk. Looks like
Hell yeah.
Fabio.
The presentation, what were you thinking? I mean, it was brown, it was wet, it was horrifying looking.
Sir, I'm telling you something. I agree to be criticized in a constructive way. I don't like to be made fun of, and that's what you did through the meal. Some comment that you did about my food, if we weren't in this situation, we would have a different problem.
If this dish was in a humble, chipped china bowl, I would have been a lot happier than the paper.
That wouldn't make any sense.
The editing is so weird. Editing is so weird in that moment.
I love that the end of that. He says, that wouldn't make any sense.
The bowl is chipped. Why would you eat it?
Why would you put it in
A piece of paper cannot be chipped.
I would never put it in a chip bowl.
Doesn't make any sense. But sir,
Surfing
do
on
not make fun of me.
paper.
You basically said I'll fight you if we weren't on the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Dude, you guys
criticizing
think you
my
could have
food.
done that? I couldn't have done that. I'm a huge wuss. No way.
Oh,
Also,
Confronted him in that
Fabio's
way?
actually very short.
yeah.
He's like, well, maybe not very short, but he's much shorter than Anthony Bourdain. Can
He's
you
got that
imagine?
Napoleon complex, probably.
Yes.
You know, he's ready to fight. He's ready to conquer. You know.
He definitely
That's
is
why,
heated.
that's why he does like Marcel.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
angry.
Because he's like, there's another guy. It's like slightly
Yeah.
shorter than me.
There's two
kidding me?
Napoleons here. I don't like this.
Oh,
France
and
isn't
that's
big enough for the both of us.
a good movie idea. Two
Two
Napoleons.
They're a Bonaparte.
Oh,
Oh my
see,
goodness.
these are quality jokes, people. Come on.
If
Let me
you
talk to the
serve that
trailer
to
guy.
me,
In a world.
chipped, humble. That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Elia's eliminated. Let's hear her second goodbye from the show.
Elia, please pack your knives and go. Okay. Thank you. I'm really, really upset.
Brilliant.
This is a huge
Brilliant.
slap in the
Guess I have to.
face.
This is also after she asked,
going home.
"Don't send me home."
She says, "Don't send me home. I
Don't
have so
send
much
me
more
home.
to show."
I have
Please
so
don't.
much
Please
more
don't
to
do it.
show.
Please don't say it. Please don't do it. Do it.
Not
The
worse that
look
you
on
came.
Padma when she did that was like,
None of us doubt
"Girl,
that
we're
it is.
sending you home."
Humiliated. You're not. As much as you say, I don't care what people think, you take it to heart. And I'm just really disappointed.
I don't
She
care
is-
what people think.
Crying, and then kind of like a little snake coming out of the grass. Fabio's hand just goes to her shoulder to massage unwantingly the
Yeah.
back of her shoulder.
Hey, do you want a massage?
I fight Padma for you.
Yeah.
What about Bourdain? though?
I-
I've already destroyed.
I
No, I'm not
promise
fighting him.
to
He's scary.
become the top chef you could never be.
I'll do it for you. Elliot gets a lifelong pass in my book because of the hair reveal from her season, which was so
Yeah.
fun to me.
Yeah.
When she's like, "Guess what? My head's shaved too." Oh fuck,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
that
Yes.
ruled.
And her hair's back.
Saying okay ruled, and then just leaving
Perfect
also ruled.
pause.
Amazing.
So good.
So
Okay.
after this episode came out, because I watched the season in real time, there was some news, there were some articles she was interviewed in, and she laid into Tom for like not have for her like MGO corn in his restaurants, for
Ooh.
serving Coke on his menu, because we have an obesity thing. Like she just kept tearing into him. It was amazing.
Wow.
And then, he did a rebuttal, but it was she did not take her departure gracefully.
I'll have to look that
Reeves,
up. This
I
is
guess
a lot
I
of
don't
fun.
need to know where she's at now. I know
Well,
what
No,
she's
no.
doing.
And
I'm
that's-
sure she's
She
recovered.
disappeared.
She's
Yeah,
gone.
She washed up in the Hudson a couple weeks after that.
And this is the big reveal about where are they now. I will not be doing it this season because you need to go back to the past episodes and find out. I told you where they are. You gotta
Oh,
go
yeah.
back to the last
Yeah.
episode that they were
Oh,
Did
eliminated.
we
in the
do that this
man.
season? Did we do
That's
that this
true. You
season?
did
The
do
season
that.
that she was on?
Yeah, I think
Yes, I think so. And also, I know for certain that I did it.
so. Mhm.
So you guys,
Go
so
back and
fans,
listen
go
to that
back and
whole
listen.
episode.
Please do. And then if I didn't actually do it, let me know, and then I will do it for that person. But I'm not doing it
Why-
for everyone.
Why don't we all imagine where she is now?
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm doing Washed Up in the Hudson.
Yeah.
She's changed her name and she lives in Europe somewhere.
I feel like she and
On a
Marcel.
commune. Sorry, I was finishing. On a commune.
Yeah, let's go that direction. She is
A
on a
food
commune.
commune.
It's all food. Food from the earth. No
Mhm.
GMO, no
GMO.
Coke, none of that.
She does
All
Pepsi at her
natural.
restaurants, right?
It's a
GMO,
Pepsi based
right.
place.
Mhm.
She makes her own Pepsi.
Organic Pepsis.
Mhm.
Gross. Ugh. It's a healthy Pepsi. It's good for you.
It's
healthy.
healthy Pepsi.
It's dirt.
It's just so good.
Rachel, did you
50%
email Pack Your Knives and ask them to be on their podcast?
No, I don't really know anything about sports. I'd be lost.
Do they do a lot of sports talk?
Yeah, they do a lot of statistics.
I mean, they couch their analysis in ways that I imagine sports writers do.
You know
Sounds
what?
boring.
I'm glad that we are an alternative because we're
Yeah.
not going to do that. We're not capable of doing that in any way.
Are you good? Do you guys want to know who your other rival is, or are you just content to slam Pack Your Knives? Can I get it?
How many
Well,
enemies
it's
can
not
we
that we're
have?
slamming Pack Your Knives. Is that when I post to Reddit, we get comments from people from Pack Your Knives being like, "This show sucks. Listen to Pack Your Knives instead."
Their community has been weaponized, and they are coming at us hard, and so we have to fight back.
Yeah,
That's fair. Totally
who's
fair.
the other show? I'd love to hear.
So my first Top Chef podcast, I started listening to during the Colorado season, and it's actually it's called Watch What Crappens. It's a podcast that covers everything on Bravo.
Yeah, that's a confusing thing because it covers everything. How do you know when it's just Top Chef talk?
Because they do Top Chef specific episodes.
Oh, so they so Brian, listen to this. So they do like titles that make sense and probably number the titles when
You don't think Steven Spielberg and child labor law loopholes make sense to what the episode was about last week? Plenty of sense to me.
I like
Well,
it because
I
it's a
mean,
nice
they-
reveal because sometimes it's something I said.
They are also comedians, so they will give goofy titles, but it'll be like Top Chef, We're in the Bubble Now, or whatever.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess we don't.
Well,
have to
I'll
be-
Top
email
Chef, child labor laws, you know.
Okay. I'll
I like
email them
mine.
and see if they'll let us come on their podcast. Like
Yes.
I emailed the Pack Your Knives guys,
And
and
so-
they haven't
so-
gotten back to me.
Speaking of canon, they have a whole mythology about how Padma is always mean girling Gale. Tom is very disappointed his son is a mixologist. All sorts of, just this deep, mythology that they have created. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Does
Alright,
Tom
I'm gonna
talk
have
to them? Does Tom email them and call them and
Yeah.
stuff?
Does he email?
Oh
them?
no, and they never have any Top Chef guests on either, so they just rip on whoever they want,
Wow.
or support them. You know,
Well, I'm gonna have to give it a listen and see what they're doing over there.
And let's see
I'm
if
not
we
listening
can
to
all
no
get
fucking
on.
Top Chef podcast.
Doug,
they have
edit that
sex-
out.
Fucking lame.
Brian, you gotta edit that out because we
Brian,
want to
edit
try
that
and get
out.
on their podcast. We're
Yeah.
trying to make friends, not enemies. We already have too many
Yeah.
enemies.
So yeah, I'm gonna
but
listen
everybody's
to
an enemy on Reddit. Come on.
Oh, you're
Yes.
telling me. I do some
Especially you've been on the Squared Circle subreddit or the Wrestling subreddit. They're awful there.
Yeah, they're very
I've
angry
not,
people.
but
Just
I
stick to AEW official. Everyone's nice there.
I take your word for it.
If that's the only
I don't
wrestling you
actually
watch.
understand Reddit. I'm old. I'm sorry.
It takes a while to get into it.
Well, this was All Stars Episode 1, Season 8, History Never Repeats. Rachel Gluckstern was our guest, and I'm calling it right now. Here's an invitation to come back at our finale episode of this season to bookend this season with us.
If you liked this,
If
you don't
you'd
have
like
to.
Yeah, if you don't want to.
I
that's-
would love to.
If you
Okay,
had a
great.
good time.
Yeah.
I did, even with the technical issues, which I'm
That
sure
didn't happen. I'm gonna
editing
edit it
out.
all out.
Edit.
Yeah.
Edit point.
I would
Brian
love
has do
to.
so much now.
You guys have been very gracious. Thank you.
All right,
you.
then we look forward to having you back on the finale episode of the season. We can wrap up. Where is everyone? Well, all the gossip we'll have to talk about. Oh, looking forward to it.
Do you
Is
have
there
anything
anything you want to
Rachel?
plug?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm the host. Why don't you edit that out,
It
Brian?
felt like you were wrapping up for good.
Holy crap! Edit yourself out of this podcast right now.
I will.
Is there anything you want to plug?
Well, I currently am running basically my own consultation business. So if people want to go to my site, superstareditor.com, and hire me for stuff, or at least, see if I'll consider being hired, I'm open for business.
All right, superstareditor.com.
There you go.
You got superstareditor.com? That is
Yep.
quite the website.
My last name means lucky star, so I wanted to do something that, tied that in.
It works. Brian, Reeves, anything before we sign off?
Are your
No.
dogs plotting against you still? I mean, your sous chefs?
Your sous chef.
They might have heard us talking about it, and then they've got quiet about it.
Yeah.
I think they know we might be onto them.
They're plotting other ways to bully us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Leave a review. And,
Yes,
hey,
please.
email us. We might put you on the podcast, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
The worst that could happen is I forget to check the email.
That is the worst. Definitely not that we would say no.
Yeah. The worst that could happen is I just forget to check the email.
Yeah.
So that was the first episode. Looking forward to this season. So much better than the DC season. Thank you for coming on, Rachel Gluckstern. Until next time, we're going to pack our knives and go.
This was fun. This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Nice.